T-minus 10, 9, 8.
The clock is operating. We're underway.
Tranquility Base here.
Endeavor, go at throttle.
Good Saturday morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids aged 8 to 80, welcome to the USCSA Broadcast Network's live coverage of the 2017 USCSA National Championships. As we are set to bring you coverage of the ladies' giant slalom here from the Thunderbird Trail, high atop the volcano in the fiery Cascade region of Central Oregon. We are at Mount Bachelor on Super Saturday, and we are ready to go ski racing. Hi, everybody. Boss Hogg alongside Nick Egan as we kick it to you from the broadcast booth here at the bottom of the Thunderbird Trail. Run number 1 of the ladies' giant slalom on the plate. 97 racers getting ready to come down in this first of 2 runs. We'll take the times from this morning's session. We'll add them to this afternoon's session, and that's how we'll determine our 2017 Ladies National Champion. Nick Egan, big action out here yesterday as the men took to the track. It was a real ride through the center section. And yesterday, Finley Neeson from Sierra Nevada College with an incredible second run to overtake Andras Reich Pogledich from Rocky Mountain College. Could we have seen any better racing than we did yesterday?
I really don't think so. And all the athletes, you could tell they were enjoying it as well, joining all of us from the finish area looking up. It goes to show, though, you don't know what's going to happen in ski racing. It's one of the most unforgiving sports, and anything can happen between run 1 and run 2. And, Andras looked like he had it in the bag until Finley just laid down the gauntlet.
No doubt. Finley Neeson winning a national championship for Sierra Nevada College yesterday in the men's GS, but we are on to the ladies today, and boy, do we have a field of speed demons. Of course, everyone's got their eyes set on Rocky Mountain College's Frida Svedberg. She was out here 3 days ago, won another national championship in the ladies slalom, certainly the one to beat today.
Absolutely, boss. When we talk about the painting of the target on someone's back, Frida's got probably the biggest one in USCSA history, taking home a number of USCSA championships. So it's not going to be any different today, boss.
Sit back and relax, folks. Great ski racing here on the plate for you, live from Mount Bachelor this morning on the USCSA Broadcast Network. The 2017 USCSA National Championships are brought to you in part by Patagonia. Their mission to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com. Patagonia, proud supporters of the USCSA. And by Reliable Racing. Whether it's Alpine and Nordic ski racing apparel and equipment, hill and event supply, sports timing equipment, or just hard to find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at ReliableRacing.com. And by Twitchell Sportswear, the home of Yeti apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Check out their complete collection at TwitchellSportswear.com. Proud supporters of the USCSA. 97 racers here this morning in run number 1, a very fast track as temperatures did get below freezing last night. They were able to get an early groom on this course. And it is slick, it is tabletop, it is fast. And you as an ex-ski racer, Nick, you know all about the fast conditions, and that's the way they want them here in the ladies' GS.
Absolutely, boss. I think that today actually will be an even better day of ski racing than yesterday weather-wise. If you look at it, we have the sun flirting a little bit from here to there with coming out, but mostly this snow is going to stay intact. It's going to stay hard pack, and the temperature is being perfect right around that freezing point, so we're going to have a great day of ski racing.
It is warmed up here at Mount Bachelor this morning, 44 degrees currently in Bend, Oregon, about 32 degrees here up on the mountain. Humidity at 55%, although there is a slight chance of snow rolling in about 11 o'clock local time here in Mount Bachelor. Just a few inches are predicted, but hopefully we can keep this course clean between runs. Of course, they'll get up for the second run inspection and the slip, so any snow that comes during the lunch break, they'll be able to scrape off. So relatively good conditions, especially in light of the weather we have seen here at Mount Bachelor for the first 4 days of this competition. Yesterday, finally the sun broke, and we had a beautiful day out here for the men's GS, and I think we've got, fantastic racing conditions for the ladies today.
Absolutely, Boston. If you look at the top of the hill, this is the first time in the morning we've been able to see all the way up to the top. So you're absolutely right. We're going to have a great day of skiing. I don't think the snow will be a problem for any of the ladies as long as that visibility stays clear.
I'd like to welcome all our viewers from all around the world. The country of Sweden dialed in today, Frida Svedberg's home country and her hometown. Everybody watching out there, we'd like to say hello to the 82nd Airborne watching us from Baghdad, Iraq today at the north end of the airstrip. Bosshawk Jr. protecting our country, and we are glad they are all watching out there in Baghdad, so shouts out to you guys as well. Our forerunners are now on course. Of course, always an honor to be selected as a forerunner here for a national championship. They've come down the course, checked out any last-minute course adjustments, radioed that information back up to the start shack. And it looks like we are going through our clear all the way from the bottom to the top and ready to go ski racing. Mackenzie Bremmel from the University of Minnesota at Twin Cities is going to be our first racer out of the box. And talk about the nerves, Nick Egan. You, of course, a University of Minnesota Twin Cities alumni and a ski racer for that team. You know what it's like. Have you ever been first out of the box before?
Absolutely. Numerous times, actually, from the flip. So if you don't know, in ski racing, what we do is we have a first run, and then we take the top 30 ski racers and flip them so that if you're in first place after run one, you actually run 30th, and if you're in 30th place, of course, you run first. So numerous times I've been first. We call it bullet coming out of the gate. A lot of nerves associated with that, but personally, I think I like it a lot because you got the racers' treatment from all the resources and volunteers who have taken the hacking at the course.
Very rarely do we find in ski racing that there's a real advantage in that first slot. In fact, a lot of racers hate drawing the first number. They don't want to go first out of the box. They want somebody to get down there just so there can be any information that can get radioed up to the top. But this national championships have been a very different story, as we saw Andras Reich Pogledich in the men's slalom came out at first in the box in run number one, laid down the fastest time by 1.5 seconds. So certainly it was no problem for Pogledich as he came out. And then we saw Jan Klindik come from the 30th position in the men's slalom 3 days ago. Made the flip, was on the bubble, and started off first, and sure enough finished third in the race after the next 29 racers who were faster than him in run number one came down. So any preconceived notion about what happens coming out of the box first has been blown away this week.
Absolutely, boss. And that stresses the importance of getting in the bib draw and hopefully drawing a lucky bib that gets you in the top of the run. Or we've seen the times slow down on aggregate throughout the run order. So the later you run in the past, because the snow has been so soft or it's ever flowing and landing on the course, it's been slower to start in the back of the pack. But now we'll see a little bit difference because I think the snow is going to remain hard for these ladies, leveling the playing field a little bit.
We go back and take a look at the men's slalom. Andras Vukovic finishing in 10th place from Rocky Mountain College. He is a much better giant slalom skier. He will be one to watch here today. And then all of the Oregon State Cascades kids that have come up here have really shown incredible power. And I think maybe some of the home mountain feel, this is where they ski, this is where they train. They know this Thunderbird Trail well. But Jack Body from Oregon State Cascades did well, finished 9th in the men's slalom. He'll be one to watch here today. Also, Sean Giannato, Alex Gowen, McIntyre Henderson, the Baby Bomb, Eric Hoagbaum, Finlay Neeson, Jan Klindik, Andre Arneson, and Andras Reich Pogledich, our men from the slalom. Let's move on to the ladies now as we are getting ready for run number one of the women's GS. And it looks like we have our first racer on course here, Nick Egan. Well, not yet. She is still waiting to drop in from the box.
Mackenzie Bremmel from the University of Minnesota, coached by Rob and Jack. Of course, those two gentlemen joined the staff a couple years ago and really have turned the program around since their first year joining. Both the ladies and the gents have made it the last 3 years running. Mackenzie is a biology major in a hometown of Duluth, Minnesota. She skied on Spirit Mountain, which, of course, you have to be brave to ski there, boss. It's right on Lake Superior, and the winds just bring in the tundra. So temperature is right around 30 degrees. Mackenzie's going to be in a Hawaiian t-shirt coming down the finish on a day like today. I actually had the chance to meet up with some of the U of M team after the race yesterday and found out that Mackenzie Bremmel is a locksmith. She can pick locks, boss.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't know if there's any kleptomania associated with that, but very talented individual.
Have someone seen her do this?
I saw a video, boss. Yes, of course.
Wow. I just can't believe it.
So she's going to pick this course apart and, of course, get in through the finish.
Taking a look at the women's slalom, finishing in 10th place. This was 72 hours ago here at the Thunderbird Trail. Ebba Grant from Sierra Nevada College, finishing in 10th place. Rocky Mountain's Emmeline Lafarge in 9th. Ava Yazbek, the younger sister of legendary Sierra Nevada racer Yaka Yazbek, finished in the 8th slot. Sophie LaRue from the University of Colorado at Boulder in 7th. We'll have to watch out for Alexandra Skovran, Natalie Pearl, Elsa Wilhelmsen, Gabby Genchev, Sana Ahonen. But Frida Svedberg with the target on her back, and it looks like we are underway here with live action from Mount Bachelor.
Mackenzie Bremmel coming through the last couple gates here. You can see she's got a great tuck, and she's getting great angles out of those legs, pushing her through the finish, boss.
Mackenzie Bremmel across the stripe with a 1:13.62, so she has laid down the time to beat here, coming out of the box first. Meanwhile, Alexandra Skovran, one of the racers that did very well, top 10 finish in the ladies slalom. The Husky from the University of Connecticut wearing bib number 2 now, and she makes her way through the top section into the center. Yesterday, of course, in the men's GS, the center section was rugged. I mean, bumpy and just tore up, and it was a real challenge to get through here. They have had a chance to flatten that out, and now into the lower third comes Alexandra Skovran from the University of Connecticut.
Skovran, a molecular and cell biology major from the University of Connecticut, hometown Waterbury, Connecticut, and she skied on a chemo bus.
Here's Skovran across the line with the fastest time of the morning, 1:10.81. And just like we thought, moving out of the slalom where she did very well, and now coming in and laying in a super fast time here for the first run of the ladies GS. That's Alexandra Skovran, the Husky from the University of Connecticut. Now we see Maricia Moscow from Colorado Mesa University. No, check that. That's Carnegie Mellon University. So they have CMU, and Colorado Mesa has CMU, but we know that it's Carnegie Mellon University. Maricia Moscow in her first USCSA National Championship.
And boss, as you can see, it's already begun to snow a little bit here, and we can see that in some of the camera shots, and of course out our window in the broadcast booth. Maricia, a major in computer science, boss. She's a smart cookie. Of course, they're coached by Hugh Dunn, hometown Falmouth, Massachusetts. Her home mountain is Waterville Valley, New Hampshire. Have you ever skied there, boss?
I have skied in Waterville Valley. That's old school stuff in New England. Across the line, it's Maricia Moscow from Carnegie Mellon University, a 1:24.67. Kenzie Dignas from Cornell University, the Redmen, well represented here in the ladies alpine competition at this national championships, and led by Kenzie Dignas, wearing bib number 4. A good center section for Dignas now as she makes the transfer into the lower third and 10 gates to go.
And boss, Kenzie is definitely going to be someone to watch here. I'm looking at her results from the season. She's taken first in a number of races, including GS's, only taking a second once this year during the divisional races.
And a good run here for Kenzie Dignas, the second fastest of the day, 1:12.77 for Cornell University's Kenzie Dignas. Now through the center section comes Lauren Maymar, wearing bib number 5 from Stanford University. Maymar with a good top section now. Just trying to hang on. It gets real steep here, and it's a side hill as they move through the transition. It becomes a side hill downhill, which is really tricky on that right boot.
A lot of times we call that the fall-away turn, boss, and outside ski pressure is more important at those than any other gate in the course, because if you lean in on those inside skis during the fall-away turns, you're going down into the snow.
Here comes Lauren Maymar from Stanford University, wearing bib number 5 into the final 3 gates. She grabs the tuck, and she reaches for the line.
She headbutts to the finish, boss.
She did. It was a full-on headbutt right there from Lauren Maymar.
That's an interesting tactic. We'll see if it pays off for her. Of course, we got to give a shout-out. Her major is underwater basket weaving.
She loves it. She sits on the bottom of the pool. She makes these wonderful fruit baskets. Parents are paying $65,000 a year for her to learn how to do it. It's all good. Federally guaranteed student loans. I love them. Back to live action now. Here comes the rocket from Rocky Mountain College, Frida Svedberg. Watch Svedberg. Incredible skill set from this young lady in her senior year in Billings, Montana, skiing for Jerry Wolf and the Wolf Pack.
And for the racers that don't know, you can see Frida making great contact with these gates. It's because that's actually the quickest line. As long as your skis go on the outside of the gates, you can absolutely pulverize a gate coming through if that's a faster line, as we saw Frida do in a couple of those.
What a great run for Frida Svedberg. No surprise there. The fastest time of the morning, a 108.76. That puts her atop the leaderboard ahead of Alexandra Skovran, who posted a 110.81, so more than 2 seconds faster here in run number 1 for Frida Svedberg. And no surprise to anyone, she is hungry for a repeat. She wants back-to-back national championships, and she is well on her way here in run number 1. Meanwhile, Ali Ganesh now from Brown University wearing bib number 7 through the center section now. She'll make her way into the transition, and dropping in from the top start shack is Juliana Damberg from the University of Wisconsin in Madison. Meanwhile, 6/8 to go for Ali Ganesh. Brown looking for a good performance here in run number 1 from Ali. Good speed here at the bottom, 2 gates to go, and now reaching for the line is Ali Ganesh with the third fastest first run time of a 112.09. That slides her right underneath Alexandra Skovran.
And we know that Ali Ganesh is joined here by her mom and dad. She's from Government Camp, Oregon, which has been shut down the last couple of days. She's no stranger to the Pacific Northwest snow conditions, boss.
Here comes Juliana Damberg wearing bib number 8 from the University of Wisconsin at Madison. A good top half for Damberg. Now let's see how she does through the center section. This is the tough part of the course.
Of course, Juliana was discussing the course yesterday with her brother, Nick Damberg, who took a little bit of a digger right when on the pitch, so she knows how to treat this mountain with respect.
Juliana Damberg now flying through the final 3 gates, grabbing the tuck early. Good speed here in the lower section. Let's take a look at the time for Juliana Damberg. And Damberg across the stripe with the 4th fastest first run time of 112.22. So Damberg looking good here for the University of Wisconsin-Madison in run 1.
Well, and she, of course, got a lot of experience skiing the GS during the Nut Cup, which I know is a Afton Alps ran ski race. Juliana Damberg will get a second run. We'll see her here later this afternoon, boss.
Elizabeth Bayer from Babson College now on course, making her way out of the top third into the center section, and good turns here through the middle part of the course. In the backseat just a little bit, but often when it's bumpy, that's kind of where you need to ride just to be able to handle what's going on. Any kind of slight jiggle if you're too far forward on the skis could cause disaster, and nobody wants to wreck here in run 1 because there's no run 2 if it happens. Looks like a safe run for Elizabeth Bayer from Babson College, across with the 3rd fastest time of the morning. A great first run for Elizabeth Bayer from Babson, 111.96. That slides her into the 3rd position. So your top 5, it's Juliana Damberg in 5th, Ali Ganesh in 4th, Elizabeth Bayer in 3rd, Alexandra Skovran in 2nd, and still your leader with a time to beat of 108.76. It's Rocky Mountain College's Frida Svedberg.
Just going back to Bayer, she's making our team proud. She is the McDonald Division Rookie of the Year. This is her first time competing in nationals. We're going to see her in these next years to come really maturing into this ski racing.
No kidding. Lots of years left for Bayer. Meanwhile, back to live action, Jordan Fitzgerald from the University of British Columbia. Now out of the transition into the lower third, 6 gates to go for Jordan Fitzgerald. British Columbia always well represented here at the national championships. Led many years ago by the famous Mike Bisnair. They all carry a small little doll of Mike Bisnair in their pockets. It's part of being on the ski team.
And you can see her. She's sporting some red flannel.
Look at that. I
wonder if she's going to get some flapjack pancakes after the
UBC race suit. That is the best race suit I've ever seen. The lumberjack race suit for the British Columbia kids. It's dynamite.
Absolutely.
Fitzgerald across in 115.62. Now Isabella Lynch from Syracuse University on course. Isabella wearing bib number 11. She'll be followed by Robin Durr from the famous Durr family of ski racers from Penn State University. Robin just continuing the legacy of fast skiing out of that family. Now she's on course. Meanwhile, here's Isabella Lynch. 4 gates to go for Lynch from Syracuse.
Lynch, of course, a GS winner at regionals this year. You're going to have to watch her, boss, in the next couple runs as she really proves her stride.
A good first run for Isabella Lynch, a time of 1:13.41.
And look at this, boss. Her major's television, radio, and film. You might have to
Better watch out, Nick.
give her a little interview, yeah.
Wow. Or are you saying that maybe the end of me? I mean, you might be suggesting it could be the end of me. Isabella. Jimi Hendrix sang a song called Isabella. I loved it.
Oh, that's a great song.
1:13.41 for Isabella Lynch. Now Robin Durr, the Nittany Lion from Penn State University, as the snow starts to come down yet again here at Mount Bachelor. We thought we might be finished with it yesterday. Forget it, the weatherman says. Pass. We're going to dump some more on you today. Here comes Robin Durr now, tucking 3 gates to go. She can see the corral, and in comes Robin Durr with a 1:21.98. Always great to see the Durr girls here. It's been years of these kids skiing and great stories out of Penn State University. What a big family they have in their team up there at the Nittany Lions. Great to see Robin skiing well here today. Mihaela Kosi now from Sierra Nevada College in bib 13, lucky 13. And Mihaela with a good first run here, the second fastest time of the day. It was fast. We could tell in the center section that she had good speed, made the transition well in a 1:09.51. Slides her right behind Frida Svedberg for the second slot. So about 0.8 of a second separating Mihaela Kosi from Frida Svedberg, sliding Skovran down to the third position.
And Mihaela is definitely chasing after that championship, boss, after last year placing third place in the giant slalom at the 2016 USCSA National Competition in Lake Placid.
Here comes Gabby Genshev from St. Olaf College wearing bib number 14. A good center section for Genshev. Now trying to let the skis do the work. She got a little bit in the back seat, had a little bit of a bobble there with 2 gates to go, but it won't cost her much time. And she hits the stripe in super fast time, 1:10.99. That is good enough for fourth fastest. That slides Elizabeth Baer down from Babson. So your top 5 is Baer, Genshev, Skovran, Kosi, but still Svedberg the time to beat. Now back up top, Olivia Erdman from Lafayette College wearing bib number 15. She's on course.
Of course, Olivia Erdman, coached by Chris Chameo. Her major is biology, and her hometown is Wyckoff, New Jersey. Of course, there you have to ski at Blue Mountain. And like you said, they really foster a personality at Blue Mountain. You know, you're an aggressive skier if you come from that area.
Bob Zuber and Yuri running that New Jersey conference. Great to see good skiers coming out of there. Is Olivia Erdman from Lafayette now, making her way into the final 3 gates. And across the stripe, it is Olivia Erdman with a 1:22.05. Lynn Genjamo from Castleton University wearing bib number 16 now.
The Swedish princess, coached by Chris Eder and Dale Solotruck, major in psychology, so she's going to be able to read everyone's minds when she comes to the finish, boss. Hometown of Sweden, home mountain at Grand Berget.
It's a good skill to have, that mind-reading thing. I need to get a hold of that. Lynn Genjamo now across the line for Castleton University with the 5th fastest first run time, a 1:11.76. So we can see they are continuing to really speed down this hill. No course degradation, it looks like. It looks like it's holding up well. A firm track here. A little late here as we see Casey Abraham from Clarkson University. Got behind on that gate, had to scrape some speed. She was just a little bit too wide, but now she looks like she's back in form.
Absolutely, boss. And when you're on that steep of a pitch, whenever you get a little bit loose in like the choppy stuff, your natural inclination is to throw back in the back seat because you don't want to tip over your tails.
Trying to get it back is Casey Abraham from Clarkson University, and she's across in a 1:12.31. That's good enough for 9th fastest. Of course, all these ladies trying to hang on to a top 30 time here in run number 1, because we'll take those 30, we'll reverse that order, and that's the way we'll send them down here later on this afternoon for run number 2. Starting to now cake up a little bit here in the center section, and Mary Totten, the Yote from Caldwell, Idaho, coached by Ron Bonneau for the College of Idaho, makes her way through the center section, now through the transition into the lower third.
Yeah, of course. Favorite moments here. She's a great head we have in the USCSA. Favorite part of the USCSA is making ski racing fun again, so that's great. I know there's a lot of skiers who come from high school and maybe really competitive juniors, and it's almost like they forgot the fun that is ski racing. So
Mary Totten hasn't forgotten it, no doubt about it.
No doubt.
Good first run for Mary, 1:15.58. We hope she brought her little black dress for the banquet tonight. Ron told you to bring the black dress, so we hope that happened. Perry Schaffner now from the University of Nevada, Reno, wearing bib number 19. A good center section from Schaffner. She can see the finish line now. 8 gates to go for Perry Schaffner.
Schaffner, a geography and English writing major. You know, Perry made a big transfer from St. Olaf College last year to the University of Nevada, Reno, and one of her favorite things is, like, she loves being able to now compete in 2 regions. She's made great relationships with people in both, and coming to nationals, just seeing all her friends come and meet in one central location. She's having a great time, boss.
Great to see Perry Schaffner from the University of Nevada, Reno. 13th fastest first run, 1:15.52. Now Meredith Parenti from Duke University, the Blue Devil from Raleigh-Durham. Got to speak to some of the guys yesterday in the men's GS from Duke. They are having the time of their lives out here, and both the ladies and the men's Alpine team really well represented here in the 2017 Nationals as Parenti makes her way through the transition. 5 gates to go for Meredith.
Boss, you talk about Duke being a member of a proud member, of the Dirty South. And they're representing the Dirty South very well here at a snow-ridden mountain.
No doubt. They're used to skiing on that little thing called sugar. Sometimes they get to go to beach. That's where all us Southerners learn to ski. Where do you think we learn out?
No, you spray your bottom of your skis with WD-40 and you can take it down anything.
That's all you
Cement,
gotta do.
grass, rock.
Meredith Parenti from Duke University across the line in 1:24.60. Now it's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Shroom from Ithaca College, wearing bib number 21. Certainly the best named lady racer in alpine ski racing. Indiana Jones now, 3 gates to go. She's searching for the Holy Grail. She found it here in the finish corral, and a good run for Ithaca College's Indiana Jones, a 1:17.68. That's good enough for 17th fastest here in run 1.
India making the Ithaca College very proud because she, of course, qualified as an individual. Aside from archaeology, her major is sports management, and she comes from the home mountain of Sugarloaf.
Oh, yeah, she's skiing the big beast of the East, Sugarloaf Mountain. We all know it. Gotta love the loaf. Now we're going to take a quick course break here. We're going to clean things up here. Let's go over our top 5. Lynn Junjamo from Castleton University laying down the 5th fastest time here this morning, a 1:11.76 for Lynn. Gabby Ginship from St. Olaf College, currently in the 4th slot with a 1:10.99. University of Connecticut Husky Alexandra Skovran in the 3rd position with a 1:10.81. And then the times really chop fast. Mihaela Kosi from Sierra Nevada College in 2nd at 1:09.51. So 1.3 seconds between 2nd and 3rd. And, of course, the leader here, Rocky Mountain College's Frida Svedberg with a 1:08.76, which is just about 0.8 of a second faster than Kosi in 2nd. So you're talking almost 3 seconds between Svedberg and 3rd place here in run number 1. And I'm going to tell you, this Frida Svedberg is one to watch. Certainly
she's the real deal, boss.
One of the best racers we've ever seen here in the USCSA, and we're so happy to have her as part of the program. This is her senior year. Her mom came in from Sweden to watch the competition. I think they flew out this morning along with the Hogboms. Eric Hogbaum's mom and dad were here as well. I got to see him at awards last night. And you talk about traveling a long way to see your kids ski race. Those guys set the record coming in from Sweden, no doubt about that.
No doubt about that. And they have quite the kids come and watch because almost every single time you'll see them in the podium, boss.
A snowy day here at Mount Bachelor. Hope you're enjoying our live coverage of the women's giant slalom run number 1 at the 2017 USCSA National Championships. Boss Hogg and Nick Egan on the call from the broadcast booth as it looks like Sammy Rubin, wearing bib number 24, was coming down the run and lost traction about halfway through the center section and had to ski out. So that's going to be the end of the day, a tough break for Sammy Rubin. Rubin skiing for Tufts University, and because you don't finish run 1, you don't get run 2, so that is a tough break for Sammy.
That's absolutely right. Sammy was an engineering major. She skis on the home mountain of Pico, Vermont.
Now back to live action. Dropping in from the start shack, it's the Speed Demon from Northern Michigan University. You talk about cold, it is cold in Marquette, Michigan. In fact, I know it's really cold, like really cold.
Yeah, Absolutely, boss.
Mallory Slicker on course. Bib number 25, once married to my broadcast partner here, Nick Egan, then divorced, then married again, then divorced again.
I'm starting to lose track. I don't even know if I'm married
What
right
is it now? Is it married now?
Yeah, I think it's...
We say that figuratively, of course.
Right.
You've not actually certified your marriage with a court of law or a, or
is
a
it
religious
Facebook
faith.
official?
I think if you post
the
it
only
on,
thing
if
that
you-
matters?
If you post it on Facebook, it's absolutely official. In fact, you can bypass the entire state licensing process as long as it's on Facebook.
Yeah, it's cheaper that way.
Look at Slicker, man. She looks good through the middle section here. Did you teach her how to ski? Are you like her ski? Are you the ski coach for Mallory Slicker?
No, she'd teach me how to ski.
Yeah, she would teach you how to ski. Look, she's doing well here, making her way out of the center section now into the lower third. And Mallory Slicker carrying good speed to think about how late she stayed up last night to actually be going this fast is amazing. And Slicker is across the line in a lightning fast time, a 1:18.09 for Northern Michigan University speed demon Mallory Slicker. And a great first run for Mallory. She'll be happy. 18th fastest. If she can hold on, what if she made the flip? She would be totally excited about that.
Absolutely. She'd be stoked. Mallory is joined by her coach, Mac, who I've actually had the pleasure of meeting
He's
here.
a good guy.
Sorry, it's a girl.
Oh, sorry.
Yep, and she coaches Mallory in how late to stay up and when to go to bed. And
It's a great combo.
yeah.
Back to live action. Ava Ujiko now from UCLA, Southern California, sending the speed demons in the pink helmet now. That's Ava Ujiko from UCLA. 112.59 and a top 10 time from the UCLA skier. She is currently in the 10th position.
And Ava, of course, wants to thank her parents, Jennifer and Carlos, and the coaches from the Mammoth Race Team for getting her here today, boss. Takes a village.
Back to live action now. Castleton University's Kylie Mackey in bib number 28. Safely through the center section, out of the transition, now into the final three gates comes Kylie Mackey.
She's holding that tuck well, boss, and carrying a lot of speed.
Yeah, she had good speed at the bottom. 1:13.59, 13th fastest for Kylie. So fast and furious action here for the top 30. Everybody vying for one of those top 30 times here in run number one so they can make the flip this afternoon. Meanwhile, Sydney Burton now from Lafayette College, bib number 29, making her way through the center section. She'll be followed by Tatum Alkier from Babson College, who's just dropped in from the top, and Sarah Graves from Carnegie Mellon now awaits her first run from the Star Track. Meanwhile, here at the bottom, 8 gates to go for Sydney Burton.
Sydney Burton, another Lafayette College, coached by Christian Mako. Major in economics, hometown Fairfield. That means she comes from Okemo.
Yeah, she is.
Montana.
That's a good one, Okemo. I like skiing there, too. Sydney Burton at Lafayette College across the line in 1:23.38. Now we see Tatum Alkier from Babson College. Alkier with good speed through the center section. Now over the transition and down the final head wall comes Tatum Alkier.
Tatum Alkier, one of our lists of podiums is being an All-American slalom in overall 2016. That title of All-American, boss, everyone's very proud of it. I know a number of Midwesterners basically tattoo that phrase on their body once they get in that top 10.
And a top 10 time here for Tatum Alkier from Babson College, a 1:12.41. That's 10th fastest here in the morning session, and some of the horses are already through the gate, so Tatum Alkier has got to feel good about her performance here this morning.
Yeah, and a testament to the snow quality, boss. We talked about it earlier. I don't think that this snow is going to slow down that much as we get later into the pack. There might be some ruts developing, but nothing like yesterday where it seemed like seconds were cost when you ran at the later half of that pack.
Sarah Graves from Colorado, check that, Carnegie Mellon University. And Graves was on course. We should see her now coming through the center section, but we do not. And that could be a bad sign for Sarah Graves. Nope, Sarah Graves back on course, it looks like. Indeed, Sarah Graves had some trouble high atop the Thunderbird Trail.
A challenging course, boss. Sarah Graves major in physics, so she's physically getting down here in this course. Hometown of Fort Collins. That means, of course, she skis at Loveland.
And here comes Sarah Graves from Carnegie Mellon University in the tuck and across the line. A time of 1:44.38 for Sarah. So she did struggle at the top of the course, but most importantly, she fought it out, and she will earn run number 2 today, and it's all about run number 2. We don't hand out the hardware in run number 1. We wait till this afternoon to do that, so Good on Sarah Graves from Carnegie Mellon University. Now it's Sana Ohanen, the speed devil from Sierra Nevada College. Finished second in the ladies slalom 3 days ago here at Mount Bachelor. And look at the form here of Sana Ohanen from Sierra Nevada College. This is one that can make a real run for Frida Svedberg.
Absolutely, and just like Finley Neeson yesterday, she wants to upset the Rocky Mountain College and make that Sierra Nevada College team proud.
Take a look at the angles here for Sana Ohanen from Sierra Nevada College. Tight on the gates, a good line, setting up for the turns well. Good speed through the center section. Now through the transition into the final 8 comes Sana Ohanen.
Man, and you can see she is carrying speed like a Super G course, boss.
Sana Ohanen now, the marketing major from Sierra Nevada College, pulling the final touch, now reeking for the line, and she does it. Sana Ohanen, we knew it, from Sierra Nevada College, posts the fastest time of the morning, 1:08.51, and it slides Frida Svedberg down a notch with a 1:08.76. We knew Sana Ohanen had the skill set. She showed it in the ladies slalom, but she came out like a scalded dog here this morning and putting the heat down. 1:08.51, your new leader, it's Sana Ohanen.
And you got to wonder, boss, if the Sierra Nevada College can take first place in both men's and women's GS, did Bronco put an emphasis on GS this year in training?
We saw Bronco at the grocery store back last Sunday. He had 5 pounds of strawberries in the cart. Apparently he feeds the team strawberries, and this is the secret sauce. We'll tell you more as it becomes available. Meanwhile, Elsa Wilhelmsen from Rocky Mountain College, she's down in a 1:10.41, 4th fastest. So all of a sudden, out of the middle of the pack, the speed comes. We've had a big shake-up here in the top 5. Now it's Skovbrand in 5th, Wilhelmsen in 4th, Kosi in 3rd, Svedberg in 2nd, and your leader from Sierra Nevada College, it's Sana Ohanen. Now back to live action, Lindsay Allison from Stanford wearing bib number 34. Now Allison coming through the transition and into the final 8 gates.
She's carrying good speed, boss. It's largely because her major is sleep and dreams, so she gets well prepared, visually dreaming up the race and her victory to come each night before the run.
Final 3 gates here for Lindsay Allison, and across the line into the corral with a 1:23.13. Lauren Hale now from the University of British Columbia on course. And here comes Lauren Hale. Wow, Sana Ohanen with a 1:08.51. A rocket ride for the Eagle from Incline Village. And just like the slalom, it's going to be a war. It's going to be Ohanen and Svedberg battling it out. You know, when that happens, Nick Egan, it lets Mihaela Kosi, Elsa Wilhelmsen, and Alexandra Skovbrand. Anything can happen when these two warriors are battling it out there. And sure enough, if you're not careful, somebody sneaks in from the 5th position and takes the top prize.
Or the 30th position, boss.
No kidding. Back to live action now. Lauren Hale from the University of British Columbia. Hale with good speed across the line into the corral, and a 1:19.66 for Lauren Hale from UBC. That's 24th fastest here in run number 1. Elise Barant now, the Yote from Caldwell, the College of Idaho, wearing bib number 36 now.
Elise, a major in health sciences. She's no stranger to this area either, boss. She comes from Spokane, Washington, skiing on Mount Spokane. This mountain's a little bit angry, though. You can see it throwing skiers around up on this course further up the Thunder Canyon.
The steep part of the course seems to be getting a little chopped up now, and we'll have to see how that affects the later racers. 97 racers to come here in this first run. We're only 37 through. And that's Elise Barant from the College of Idaho, a 1:17.85, good enough for 23rd fastest. Moving on to Anna Cole now. From the University of Nevada at Reno, Cole wearing bib number 37. She'll be followed by Natalie Pearl from Brown, who's dropped in from the start.
Anna Cole, a biology major from Fresno, California. Her home mountain is China Peak, boss.
I've never been to China Peak.
Neither have I. We're going to have to look that one up.
Her first USCSA National Championship, and she should be proud of that as she is skiing well here. Anna Cole from the University of Nevada at Reno.
She's keeping discipline into that tuck, boss, carrying her speed well through the finish.
1:22.01 for the UNR's Anna Cole. That's good enough for 27th fastest. She's going to see if she can hold on to the top 30. Still plenty of racers to come, including Natalie Pearl. Great to see Natalie here in her senior year from Brown University. A great racer out of Brown. We've seen her at USCSA Nationals so many times and has had a chance to win often. In fact, one heartbreaking moment, she was ahead after the first run and blew up with 3 gates to go in the second run. A tough break for Natalie Pearl. Now she's in the back seat. She got thrown around in the back seat, but she was able to make the gate. So a wild ride here at the bottom for Natalie Pearl. And Natalie, we love you, honey. It's great to see you out here again at the USCSA National Championships. A time of 1:10.34. That's 4th fastest for Natalie Pearl. So that slides Elsa Wilhelmsen down from Rocky Mountain College. Your top 5 now: Wilhelmsen, Pearl, Kosi, Svedberg, but still Senna Ahonen from Sierra Nevada College in the top slot.
When you looked at Natalie Pearl's run, you could tell she has the ability to pour it on, because that little mistake with her getting her arm caught in that 2nd or 3rd last gate, she can maybe move up in this podium, boss.
You remember that race, don't you, Nick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was an incredible race. Devin Salison now, the Nittany Lion from Penn State University, making her way through the final 3. She'll be followed by Barrett Thorson from the Wisconsin-Madison. And now into the corral is Devin Salison with a 1:20.29. That's 27th fastest, so she will sit here at the finish line and hope it can be good enough for the top 30. Meanwhile, Barrett Thorson wants to blow another place right out of here and make a top 30 time herself. Barrett from the University of Wisconsin at Madison, her first USCSA National Championship.
I've had the pleasure of talking with the UW-Madison team. They attribute Barrett a fantastic addition to their team this year. Not nearly getting the normal freshman treatment that team usually ensues.
And across the finish line comes Barrett Thorson from the University of Wisconsin at Madison with a first run time of 1:19.03. That's 26th fastest. So anytime you're in that 25-plus category on rankings, and there's still skiers to come, it's always a nail-biter, hoping you can get through. Meanwhile, Leah Norris now from Syracuse University wearing bib number 41, a good center section for Leah.
Absolutely. Leah Norris, a major in communications design. She's a home mountain of Bristol Mountain, boss. Have you ever heard of Bristol?
Oh, yeah. Bristol's the good stuff, man.
What's the sort of culture they breed there?
Well, it's all these New England, upstate New York, kind of ski mountains that
tough as nails.
Yeah, ice hard and tight little trails cut into the woods, and really crotchety people hanging out at the base lodge. Like, it's a whole subculture, really. I love it.
It's ski hard, après ski harder.
Totally. Leah Norris from Syracuse across in 1:20.87. That's 29th fastest, so Leah sitting just about on the bubble right now. Meanwhile, back to live action from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, it's Hannah Bowman.
Hannah Bowman, of course, one of my great friends, boss. I've known her since my sophomore year of college. She's a great leader on this team. They're surely going to miss her next year, as she is a senior in her final time of competition.
Well, it's good to see her with a clean run here as Hannah Bowman from Minnesota Twin Cities crossing the line.
Look at that smile, boss.
That's so good. Her time, 1:17.63. That's good enough for 23rd. She may very well be able to hang on for a top 30 here in run number 1. Meanwhile, the Duke Blue Devil, Ashley Cooper, wearing bib number 43, is down. And it looks like Cooper is not going to miss a gate, so she did not ski past the blue gate. She was able to get back up, and now back on course. It is really hard to get going again because you've lost all your rhythm, all of your timing, and then your legs, just because of that weird kind of feeling when you came to a stop.
Moving the muscles you haven't worked
they
out.
Just start to shake now. But she is doing good. She's going to make it through here. 3 gates to go for Ashley Cooper.
Cooper, of course, a major in environmental science, hometown Glastonbury, Connecticut. Ascutney, Vermont.
Yeah, Ascutney. That's
Ascutney.
That's right. So that's a brave run from Ashley Cooper. She had skied off course, but was able to get back in and survive, and she will earn a second run, 1:31.34. Now it's KG Norris, Catherine Grace. She goes by KG.
That's
in
right.
bib number 44, the Redmond from Cornell University, as the sun tries to peek out here and brighten up things. And a good first run here for KG Norris from Cornell University, the 22nd fastest time at a 1:16.09. Now Alexandra Gensheff from St. Olaf College in bib number 45, flying through the center section.
Ganchev, of course, sister Gabby, her major is biology, her hometown, Marquette, Michigan. That's where North Michigan University is, boss. It is cold up there. I think she may have summoned the sun to come out, though, for her run as she
just to de-thaw
lays
her.
it down. Yeah.
Here comes Alexandra Ganchev. St. Olaf Speed Demon now reaching for the stripe in the 16th fastest morning run of
Holy cow, boss. She lost her glove and pole on that one.
Oh, my word. She did ski the bottom half with one pole. Unbelievable from Alexandra Ganchev. And a great time, 112.82. Good enough for 16th fastest. You can only imagine what it might have been had she had her gear with her the whole way. I can't even see up there where she lost it. It must have been halfway down.
Well, boss, I've actually seen people lose their poles, not their gloves, but lose their poles coming on the start track. She may have gone down that whole course with one pole.
We're going to have to find out from Alexandra Ganchev. Meanwhile, 16th fastest. Here comes Kara Vanderwaard from Clarkson University. Kara wearing bib number 46, 3 gates to go. She can spot the finish. A little wide on the red gate, but now bringing it back together. Trying to let the legs do most of the swinging, and a good first run here for Kara Vanderwaard from Clarkson University. The 20th fastest time of the morning session, a 1:14.08. Kelsey Carlett now from the University of Connecticut. The Husky now out of the top section into the center and on her way to the transition. Here comes Kelsey Carlett.
Kelsey, an allied health sciences major, hometown Cheshire, and her home mountain is Mount Southington.
Mount Southington. I don't know where that is.
Wow.
I have no idea what that is. See, it's all these little mountains. I'm telling you that the little mountains we've got to protect and save all of these small mountains. You know, the guys with 2 fixed grip lips and a rope toe, these are the mountains that crank out absolutely fantastic ski racers, and you just don't know. We can't afford to make it all about, Big Park City, Big Deer Valley, Big Vale. We've got to have these small mountains out there, and it takes a village to keep them up. So good stuff for Kelsey Carlett from the University of Connecticut, 1:13.31. Tegan Mosenthal now from Babson, wearing bib number 48.
And boss, she got a little wild there, though she recovered and now is maintaining
now she's
great
late, though.
speed.
She's really late there, and now she's got to ski out, and that's the end of it. You just can't get late in that transition. It is too steep, the speed is too high, and once you are too far past the gate, there is no return. That's a tough break for Tegan Olin. That's going to be the end of the day for her in the ladies' GS.
And Tegan, though, going for it. You can tell she was skiing the bad girl line, not going to...
Check that. That was Tegan Mosenthal, not
right.
Tegan Olin.
It's
that was
okay.
yesterday. That's right. So a tough break for Tegan Mosenthal. Her sister, Kai Mosenthal, one of the greatest kids that ever skied for
We have
USCSA.
so many great USCSA families,
There's
boss.
no doubt about it. And she was just wonderful. She won a national championship one year at Sunday River, and I remember her getting her award, and I just about teared up. I mean, her smile on her face was just fantastic. So we'll see lots of Tegan Mosenthal coming up. She is certainly not close to being done in ski racing in the USCSA. Back to live action, Addison Katie now from Duke University, wearing bib number 49, making her way through the final 3 gates, and across the stripe she comes, safely into the finish corral with a first run time of 1:26.78.
Addison Caddy, a major in biology, hometown Westford, Massachusetts, hometown Sugar Bush, Vermont.
Now it looks like she must have, did she meet someone up there? Did she have a rendezvous with, no, she just stopped up there to catch her breath. So she's okay. Addison Caddy, she'll be back this afternoon, the Blue Devil, out of Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina.
I thought she was going to pull the old finish and kiss if there was a guy on the other
that's what
side
I
of
was
the
looking
fence.
over there to see if there was some significant other
That's
over there,
right.
but there was not. Just catching her breath. Zoe Profit, bib number 50, has skied off course. We did not get to see her come down as it happened high atop this Thunderbird Trail. So a tough break for Zoe Profit from Rocky Mountain College. But their depth, Nick, is so deep. Jerry Wolf has just got that thing stacked 1 to 6. And so even though Zoe will not be around for session number 2, it's almost like it doesn't matter at Rocky Mountain. They really are deep all the way through that lineup.
Jerry has the pups in that wolf pack. You know, he acquires new talent every year, but they're not pups long. You know, they are all stacked, big, burly wolves coming down this course.
Got a short break in the action here. Glad you're joining us on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Boss Hogg and Nick Egan here from the broadcast box, our little warm building here. Oh, Nick, you look beautiful in those sunglasses. What are those, your Super Saturday sunglasses?
Yeah, I bought them in Norway for $5 this past summer. Great
best kind.
investment.
You know, when you buy a $100 pair of sunglasses, you typically break them or lose them like the first week. You buy a $5 pair of sunglasses, they last for 35 years.
You can tell it's brittle plastic. I'm careful of bending it, that's for sure.
Glad you're joining us here on the USCSA Broadcast Network. We are having fun here on Super Saturday. Tons of stuff going all over this Mount Bachelor property as Snowboard Free Ski. They've got a full schedule with Snowboard GS. They've got some slopestyle going on over there. Check out Brad J. and Simon Elston on Channel 2 on the Broadcast Network. And then live right now down at Nordic, they have got the Relay Day. This is the fun day at the Nordic venue. The ladies relay, the men's relay, and then the combined relay all taking place. The Newell brothers on the call after their little fender bender here in Bend. They have recovered, and now they are announcing the race. So you can check that out on Channel 3. Meanwhile, back here to live action from the broadcast booth at Alpine at the base of the Thunderbird Trail. Looks like Kristen Kruk from Castleton University now on course wearing bib number 51. And we should see Kristen coming through the center section now into the lower third.
Kristen, a physical and health education major.
Oh, it looks like she's down. Kristen has gone down here in the lower third with 6 gates to go. And it looks like she missed the red gate and she has skied off. So a tough break for Kristen Kirk. Beth Mixon now from the College of Idaho in bib number 52. Beth now making her way into the final 4 gates. And here comes Beth Nixon. Ron Bonneau from the College of Idaho needs a good performance out of Beth, and he's going to get it. She's had a good run here, and she crosses the line in a 1:15.92. That's 25th fastest here in run number 1, and Bonneau can only hope that'll make the flip.
Absolutely. A seasoned veteran in these conditions, boss, hailing from Hood River, Oregon, home mountain, Mount Hood Meadows. She's probably skied year-round practically since she was 2 years old.
That's where all the alpine ski camps are. They have snow all year long there, and although last year, believe it or not, last year it was so dry in California that for the first time in 30 or 40 years, they closed Mount Hood training lanes in the month of August. There was no snow in the training lanes, or it was so soft that it was dangerous, and they closed it, and it's never happened before. It's where all the Ski Academy kids go to ski, for their summer ski. They got camps out there all summer long, and amazing. What a difference a year makes. They are buried out there right now. Like, they won't run out of snow for a decade as a result of this winter. Meanwhile, back to live action now. Kristen Johnston from the University of Wisconsin in Madison has just dropped in from the start shack. She'll be followed by the University of British Columbia's Catherine Greer. And here comes Kristen Johnston.
Kristen Johnston, a major in engineering, hailing from Duluth, Minnesota. Another Spirit Mountain girl. That is just the toughest mountain. I'm not joking you. The winds that come off of Lake Superior, you're talking in the negative tens of degrees, boss.
She's got a good line here, a little bit in the back seat as she makes her way through the steep part of this transition. That happens a lot. It is bumpy, and it's a little bit easier to absorb that shock in the back seat, although it is difficult to turn. No turn initiation when you're in the back, so you really got to muscle it. Of course, Bodie could just use core strength and turn from any position on the ski, but a little more difficult for the ladies. But a good center section, now transferring into the final 5 gates. Here comes Kristen Johnston.
Kristen Johnston, of course, would like to thank her family for her sport, especially her mom, who spent many hours in timing every weekend. Wow, I wonder if she's ever thought about timing and volunteering for the USCSA. We could use you, Mrs. Johnston.
Catherine Greer is coming up next. Meanwhile, Kristen Johnston from Wisconsin-Madison with a 28th fastest first run time of 1:17.40. So Kristen will hang on here at the finish corral to see if that'll hold up for the top 30 flip. Meanwhile, back to live action now from the University of British Columbia, Catherine Greer. Greer through the center section well and good speed now into the transition. They make that big, hard left boot, right-hand turn, and she got behind. That is a tough gate right there, but she was able to collect herself, so she's still in the run, but had to scrape quite a bit of speed and not a whole bunch of place to make it up here in the final 5. Catherine Greer across the line in 1:15.51. That's good enough for 22nd fastest. You got to think if it hadn't been for that one red gate, that might have been a top 10 time right there. But she will ski this afternoon in run number 2. Make sure you check it out here on the USCSA Broadcast Network, 12:30 Pacific Time, 3:30 back in the East on Channel 1. Caroline Bonin now from Clarkson University in bib number 55.
Caroline Bonin, a major in trophy wife studies, boss. Her hometown is the middle of nowhere, Vermont.
That's easy to. There's a lot of places, especially up in the Northern Kingdom.
So she's probably really well groomed for the trophy wife thing. She's willing to move anywhere.
Of course.
Hometown of Smugs, Vermont.
It's Smuggler's Notch. That's where Junior learned to ski.
Okay.
We put him in the ski school when he was 5 years old. We took him over to Smuggler's Notch, and he learned to ski. Caroline Bonin, 120.19. Now Sylvie Bertrand from Brown University, Natalie Pearl's teammate, wearing bib number 56. And dropping in from the top, it's Madison Hayes Latin from Stanford University. She'll be followed by Brianna Vetta. Here comes Sylvie Bertrand.
Wow, you can actually see on that steep section there are some divots and bumps, boss, coming across that steeps. Sylvie managed it well, and you can see her line was tight on those gates. Her major is public health. She's from Andover, New Hampshire. Hometown of Proctor Academy.
Yeah,
she's an academy girl.
That's right. You can tell, too. Great skill sets.
Discipline.
Well, you know what it is? It is about having a certain number of days on snow. It's a direct relationship, and that's why the Ski Academy kids have an advantage.
You don't think it has anything to do with a European coach?
I don't.
From an Eastern European
country?
I
really don't. I think it's the number of days on snow, period. So if you ski 100 days a year, you're going to have a better opportunity than a kid who gets to ski 20 days a year. And that is what makes USCSA so special, is that there are many kids here that only get 20 days a year on snow. And they're out here competing against kids that get 100 days a year on snow, and they're close, they're competitive. it's what I love most about this league is how kind of even everything is. And sure enough, Sylvie Bertrand from Brown, 114.88. 22nd fastest here in run number one. It's Madison Hayes Latin now from Stanford University across the stripe in a 121.41. Great to see Stanford and the Cardinals represented out here at the 2017 USCSA Nationals. Now Brianna Veda from Penn State University, the Nittany Lion, wearing bib 58. And she has had to slow it quite a bit here through the center section.
Well, it goes back to this race meaning a lot to a lot of racers, boss. If you're a senior coming down here, the number one thing you have in your mind is, I want a second run. I want to finish my racing career within the collegiate realm well. So Brianna Veda, of course, a major in architecture, hometown, Pequannock, New Jersey. Did I pronounce that right?
Gosh, I don't even know.
Pequannock? Pequannock, yeah, that's probably about right. Hometown of Hunter Mountain. Brianna's representing them well.
Now Brianna Veda, the Nittany Lion, crossing the stripe in a 129.02, but most importantly, Brianne will see run number 2 later on this afternoon. So it is a wild ride through the middle of this course. Right. Brianne got a taste of that.
Brianne apparently screams woo after hitting every slalom gate. She didn't write down her ritual for the GS gates. I wonder if it's a woo-hoo or a who or a...
We're not sure. Maybe we should ask.
Winnie Boo-Boo? I mean, who knows?
Now Carolyn Vanek from Carnegie Mellon University, wearing bib number 59. She'll be followed by Olivia Barbier from Cornell.
Caroline Vanek, a major in biological sciences. She's a smart cookie, boss. Hometown of Uniontown. And, of course, that makes her home mountain be Seven Springs in the Appalachian Mountain Range. She also does free skiing, boss, outside of this competition. She's a multi-discipline athlete. She took second in the women's freestyle ski competition in the Algeny Conference this year in 2017.
And she is making her way here through the final 3 gates. Carolyn Vanek. Great to see Carnegie Mellon here. I think the first time that we've had them at the USCSA Nationals since I've been around. And great to see them back here. And Vanek across in 153.43. Now Olivia Barbier wearing bib number 61. Barbier now coming out of the top third. And you can see it is really a rocket ride through that transition into the middle. And then it gets steep, and you get behind, and it's bumpy, and it's getting a little ruddy, and it's icy, and this is a real challenging course for the ladies, especially through the center section. Then you get through the transition, and you can see the finish line, but you're so exhausted because you've really had to use all of the energy just to survive that middle section, and you have to hold on, and she's holding on just fine as Olivia Barbier from Cornell University, wearing bib number 61, now reaching for the line and safely into the corral with a 116.03, 28th fastest here in run number 1.
Barbier academic highlights, a very positive, fun young lady. Her academic highlights includes partying. And talking about this hill, you can't really tell looking on the racer coming down right now, but it is steep, boss. I mean, this is FIS approved and christened, which basically means that any normal person goes, what the heck? What are we doing here? Let's not be on the mic.
Kelly Cullen now from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities in bib 62. She successfully navigates the center. Now 6 gates to go for Kelly Cullen. She can see the finish line. The legs are starting to shake. The lactic acid really setting in.
That's right.
Burning up, man.
Kelly Cullen, a great new addition to the U of M team. Majors interior design. I've heard that she's already helped the team get fined a number of times from rearranging all the furniture in each hotel room they stay at, boss.
Kelly Cullen, 123.74 from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Now it's Lafayette College's Megan O'Hare. Megan wearing bib number 63 and making her way now through the center section of the course.
Megan O'Hare, a major in government and law, as well as art. So she might be looking to bring some of the art into those government buildings that seem a little bare. Her home mountain is Fairfield, Connecticut, from the Pico Mountain in Vermont. That's her home hill.
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
All these little New England ski areas is so much fun.
You keep talking them up, boss. I need to go.
Brother, they've just got total personality, and it's not the nice base launch because none of them are nice. It's not the great fast gondola or the lift system because none of them are new. But it is the people, and it is the locals.
And the cheap beer.
And cheap beer. Pabst Blue Ribbon for $1. But it is the locals. It's the people who ski there, and once you meet them, I mean, we lived up at Sugarloaf, and that's what it was there. Once you meet them, you just don't want to leave.
That's right.
You want to stay. Meanwhile, back to live action, Megan O'Hare from Lafayette University. 140.66 for Megan. Now Ebba Grant from Sierra Nevada College, and look at Ebba Grant come.
That's
really using the edges there. Yeah, look
discipline all the way down through their 5 skiers. So if you're watching us, every team is allowed to stack their best skiers. 5 of them come down the hill, and then the top 3 are scored, which leads to the team scoring. So Bronco, absolutely a seasoned veteran in coaching his team all the way through their 5th seed.
This is amazing. A lot of speed here now. We're seeing Ebba Grant from Sierra Nevada College, the Eagle, flying down this lower third. And let's take a look at the clock. As she hits the stripe in the 4th fastest time of the day. It looked fast all the way from top to bottom, Nick Egan. And it looks like she might have clipped the final gate. Looks like she's holding her hand there, and that might have been a tough run up against the stick. But
leaving it on the snow. Perfect.
109.56 for Ebba Grant. So a shake-up here in the top 5. That slides Natalie Pearl down to the 5th slot. Ebba Grant now in 4th. Her teammate Mihaela Kosi in the 3rd position. Frida Svedberg from Rocky Mountain in 2nd, but still Sierra Nevada College's Santa Ahonen with a 108.51. Take a look at this trifecta. Sierra Nevada in 1st, 3rd, and 4th. You talk about depth and power. Bronco Zagar is bringing it this year.
And Frida's got to be a little lonely up there without any of her teammates there, usually accompanying her in the top 5 spot.
Here's St. Olaf College's Hallie Clark. Clark in bib number 38 with a first run time of 119.34.
Clark actually scored 4th place in the regional slalom competition. She did well a couple days ago as well, boss. Her major is environmental studies. It's good to have her here, a rookie, first time at the national event.
Now Lauren Sullivan from the University of Connecticut, the Husky, wearing bib number 66 through the transition into the final 8.
We talk about Lauren Sullivan. She is constantly getting probed questions about administrative things because, of course, Laura Sullivan is the executive director of the USCSA.
How do I register for nationals?
And Lauren goes, I don't know. I'm just here to ski. Please leave me alone.
That is a good run for Lauren Sullivan from University of Connecticut, 24th fastest in run number 1 with a 1:15.48. Now it's the University of Nevada, Reno's Fiona Zier, Jillian Sherpa from UConn, now dropping in from the start shack, and Kendra Nixon awaits her first run from the top. Meanwhile, into the transition comes Fiona Zier.
Fiona Zier, a pre-nursing major from the hometown of Shingle Springs. Of course, she skied Squaw Valley. This team, the UNR, they have extreme camaraderie with each other, and I've talked to a couple of them, and they discussed their near-death experience traveling here. Apparently, just winds up the wazoo on the roads, trying to blow them off. But this team is so close they made it through, and now they're doing great at nationals.
And a good first run for Fiona as she crosses the line in 1:23.66. She'll be back for run number 2 later on today. Jillian Sherpa now, the Husky from the University of Connecticut, wearing bib number 68. Sherpa, a mechanical engineering major, coached by Bruce Diamond. And I'll tell you, if your kids are lucky enough to get a coach like Bruce Diamond, they have been very fortunate because he is the real deal in alpine ski racing.
Jillian from the hometown of Feeding Hills, that really develops a hunger when she comes down the course. She is just absolutely attacking this course right here.
Jillian Sherpa.
Young and hungry, first time at the national event. She's doing great.
Crossing the line in 1:24.99, 54 fastest here for the morning sesh, but again, she'll be back today in the afternoon, run number 2. We'll take the times from run 1, we'll add them to run 2, and that's how we'll hand out the hardware tonight at the River House Convention Center in downtown Bend. A big party tonight as well. Of course, closing ceremonies and the athlete banquet also tonight. Super Saturday here on the Broadcast Network.
I got my bow tie, boss. I am ready to roll.
All over Mount Bachelor, Channel 2 at Snowboard Free Ski, Channel 3 at Nordic, and us here on Channel 1 at Alpine. Glad you're joining us at broadcast.uscsa.com. Kendra Nixon now from the University of Nevada, Reno, wearing bib number 70. 3 gates to go into the tuck, and across the line comes Kendra with a first run time of 1:29.63.
Of course, another one of the University of Nevada, Reno. They are just absolutely coming down. They're in full represent out here in the crowd, all having a great time, watching their skiers come to the finish. What a fun team, boss.
Kendall Sangster from Lafayette College now, wearing bib number 71. She is safely out of the top third, now navigating that steep center section. She is going to take her time through this thing. She wants run number 2. Now into the transition comes Kendall Sangster. We'll see her pop out. Now 8 gates to go for Kendall.
Kendall, of course, in engineering studies. That's going to be a BA in that field. And hometown Syracuse, New York, which means her hometown is Toggenburg. You know, they have a Syracuse Cup, the East up there. They use a kind of a home hill, as if you think about a home field advantage with a football game or something. It's sort of like that. And Kendall not buying into that from Lafayette College. She skied that mountain her whole life.
140.07 for Lafayette College's Kendall Sangster. She'll be back for run number 2. Now it's Babson's Michelle Martin across the line in 117.10. And she'll be followed by Megan McMahon from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She awaits run number 1 from the top.
Megan McMahon did a great job yesterday, taking third in the women's skier cross. She's also the Midwestern student representative for that Midwestern region, boss. Close relationship with Mike and Robin Zubay and the rest of the Midwest Mafia.
You know, the great part about USCSA is after, and certainly you're a testament to this, but after USCSA competition is over, after you've skied your 4 years, you've graduated from your school, there's no more actual ski racing or competition for you. So many people stay involved in so many different ways, and I think that's what makes this league as great as it is. It certainly is what has contributed to our progress and our growth over the last 10 years. But it is folks that it meant so much to that want to continue to experience, want to continue to participate, want to continue to contribute. And you're certainly right along that path, but you're not the only one. It's a lot of people who find a way to stay involved.
Yeah, and absolutely. Megan is a great example of this. I think it's sort of an intangible, implicit thing that people don't even realize. When you're a freshman, you come to your first race and you see volunteers who literally from their last race in the USCSA, they started volunteering that next year, and let's say they're 35 years old. They've been literally part of this organization for over 15 years. That sends a message to you. You know, it's talking about bringing this whole family together.
Back to live action. Here is Megan McMahon wearing bib number 73 from the University of Wisconsin at Madison. She is a elementary education and special education major from Glendale, Wisconsin. She, when we asked her what her home mountain was, she wasn't sure if it was a mountain because it was only 196 vertical feet. So she said, I'm not sure if 196 vertical feet counts as a mountain, but if it does, it's Holy Hill. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, they'll ski on the top of a landfill if that's what it means. The links that these athletes will go to train and to qualify and to compete here at this Nationals is unbelievable. Megan McMahon from the University of Wisconsin at Madison across the line with a time of 1:23.86, and we will see her for run number 2 this afternoon. Now back up top, it's the University of British Columbia's Michelle Warner in bib number 74, and Warner making her way out of the top section into the center.
Warner, a major in kinesiology, hometown of Toronto. Her home mountain is Alpine Ski Club. I'm not sure if we've heard of that mountain before, but I'm sure, as we've seen, all strides of life coming through here, all forms of mountains from 196 vertical feet up to gargantuan 14,000, 15,000 foot peaks. So Michelle Warner laying it down for UBC.
Pretty good speed here from Michelle Warner.
Academic highlight, she just hopes to not be unemployed come next year.
Yeah, her parents hope the same thing, I promise. 2 gates to go now. Grabbing the line, it's Michelle Warner from the University of British Columbia. The 1:22.98, that's 49th fastest here for run number 1. Rhiannon Allison now from Clarkson University in bib number 75 on course. She'll be followed by Sarah Bell from Brown, who has just dropped in at the start shack. Now making her way down the transition. Into the final 8 gates comes Rhiannon Allison.
Rhiannon Allison, a major in biology, her hometown, Mount Vernon, which means she comes from Crotched Mountain, boss.
You know, we learned about Crotched Mountain at awards 2 nights ago. I gave out a prize for anyone who could show me a day lift ticket. Not a season pass, but a day lift ticket. Somebody held up this lift ticket. I went over, I gave him a free hat, a USCSA hat, and the lift ticket said Crotched Mountain. And everybody thought that was pretty funny that you ski at Crotch Mountain.
That's right.
But and I have never been to Crotched Mountain.
Now we need to go.
I had not heard of it either. But
let's make the USCSA Nationals there in 2020.
Of course I would be like a local at Crotched Mountain. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Rhiannon Allison from Clarkson, 1:17.83 here in her first run, 37th fastest. Now Sarah Bell from Brown University making her way under the big USCSA finish banner. The balloon, we call it the balloon.
The bouncy castle.
That's a time of 1:18.24 for Sarah Bell. Now Sierra Nevada College's Henrietta Hogg, my favorite ski racer because we share a last name.
I think you guys must be related, some lineage way up in ancestral.
We've already talked about it many times. Henrietta, not her first rodeo here at the USCSA
and she's
Nationals.
skiing like you, boss, coming through with a vengeance.
Brother, take a look at this. The 5th fastest time of the morning from Henrietta Hogg from Sierra Nevada College, wearing bib 77, 1:09.84. That puts her in 5th. You ready for this? Sierra Nevada in 1st, Sierra Nevada in 3rd, Sierra Nevada in 4th, Sierra Nevada in 5th. You think Broncos got the ladies Alpine team dialed in or what?
I bet you Frida feels like the person that doesn't know anyone at the party. I'm
going to tell you something about Frida Svedberg, though. She loves that kind of challenge. She loves being all alone, just surrounded by the pack that is right just napping at her. You wait and see what Frida Svedberg's got in store this afternoon. Meanwhile, back to live action, Camille Viralode from Rocky Mountain College. Jerry Wolf in the Wolf Pack needed a good time from Camille and got it, 1:12.29. That's 14th fastest for the morning session. Interesting how both Jerry Wolf and Bronco Zagar, the coach of Rocky Mountain and Sierra Nevada, holding racers back to go towards the end of the pack. Very strategic in the way they set this thing up. Let me tell you what, these guys know how to race. They know how team racing works, and they are good at it. That's why they take home the gold all of the time. But certainly Sierra Nevada College showing the absolute dominance here in the ladies Alpine GS today.
Absolutely. Those coaches are seasoned veterans, and they're constantly in the running for Coach of the Year. I mean, they factor in snow conditions, boss. I mean, we're talking snow temps, the amount of ruts they think they'll be, how big the ruts will be, because some skiers are better and they ski faster within a little bit of a trail.
Here comes Marley Hine from the University of Minnesota Twin Cities across the line in 1:28.57.
Marley Hine, of course, found out she was going to be skiing this competition Friday when her teammate Sydney Rogers got sick, unfortunately, with strep throat and the flu at the same time. Marley Hine, though, a leader on the team, the official mom of the U of M ski team. She's a great party host, we love Marley.
Catherine Wang from Stanford University now awaits her first run high atop this Thunderbird Trail.
Going back to Marley, she's planning the U of M ski team's formal. It's a formal date soiree that everyone goes to on that team. Do you think I could probably get you an invite, boss, if you're looking for one?
Brother, I would love that. I would love to go to a University of Vermont soiree.
University of Minnesota, the formal.
Oh, even better. What do you guys go, like ice fishing or on a night snowmobile ride out to a
we just
to
eat
an
tater tot
igloo?
hot dish the whole time.
Yeah.
No, it's a great
Tater
time.
tot hot dish?
Are you kidding me? That's the Minnesota,
What the heck is tater tot hot dish?
if you don't know, boss boy,
That
you
sounds-
can't handle it. It's something out of this world.
I've never heard of that before.
Hey,
I
Minnesota fans, if you like tater tot hot dish, throw your hands in the air.
I thought poutine. Look, they all eat it. Everybody loves it. They're cheering out there for tater tot. Oh no, it's Willie Maz. Willie Maz is cheering out there for tater tot. He loves it, doesn't he?
Absolutely, every Minnesotan loves it. It's
What do you-
basically,
do you- what
it's
is-
like a,
It's tater tots with gravy on it. Is that what it is?
it's like a it's magic. It's like a casserole type thing. I
It's
don't know.
magic. Is that what you're going to describe it as? Is magic?
Absolutely. Every Minnesota mother has like a little teeny differential piece, and you can like,
Tater tot hot dish.
yeah, there's like judging competitions, like state
yeah.
fairs, like base round.
Yeah,
tater
so
tot hot
ice
dishes.
fishing and tater tot hot dish.
Yes.
That's pretty much what it's all about,
Oftentimes
right?
at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
boss.
yeah.
It's just out of this world.
So I got to tell you a story. When I moved to Maine, and I loved to snowmobile, but when I moved up there, I'd never really been ice fishing, and I had no idea that there was a complete subculture of ice fishermen, and it's all in these states that border Canada. They begin
right.
with M,
They
like
begin with
Minnesota
them,
and Maine.
that's right.
And so I went to this ice fishing lake. My buddy took me there, and then we drive down this like road that's in the middle of the lake, and there people are all camped out on like it's a village. It lasts for like 8 weeks a year. And so we go to this guy's trailer. He's got a 40-foot mobile home on the ice. And so we go in there, and he's got like 3 Barco loungers and a color TV with an NFL game. And I look, and they've sawed a hole out of the middle of the living room floor, and they're fishing in the living room of the trailer. So
absolutely
I
right.
suspect they would like tater tot hot dish as well, right?
Oh yeah, any northern state. Actually, anyone would. It's just only northern states for some reason in Minnesota have the pleasure of enjoying it.
As the wind and snow kicks up and howls here at Mount Bachelor, we're back to live action as Catherine Wang from Stanford University, wearing bib number 80 now, across the line with a time of 1:19.18. Abby Brown from Cornell University now coming through the center section. And the weather is hot and cold, like it is on one run clear and still, and on the next run snowy and blowy. So you just don't know what you're going to get here as we go through these 97 racers.
Absolutely, boss. And on our broadcast booth, we're starting to see some participation. Or not
Yes,
participation.
some participation. No, just say that. No, I like participation
against
better.
the window. So
Abby Brown from Cornell now, making her way into the final 3 gates, wearing bib number 82. She'll punch the line with a first run time of 1:20.32. That's Abby Brown from Cornell.
And anybody in the USCSA, if you're in trouble, look to Abby Brown. Next year, she's going to the Fordham Law School. Become a lawyer. She can help you out when you're in need, boss.
Absolutely. Catherine Chesnick from Penn State University, the Nittany Lion out of State College, Pennsylvania, wearing bib number 83 now, making her way out of the center section through the transition. It's that hard skier's right transfer, a lot of left boot and side hill, so it's tricky.
She
And
handled that well, boss. She's carrying her speed coming down this mountain.
And then into the final 4 gates. Into the tuck, it's Catherine Chesnick. Here comes Penn State University's Catherine Chesnick.
Chesnick, a major. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Chesnick, a major in biological engineering, hometown Clifford Township.
125.47 in run number 1 for Catherine Chesnick. Emily Gahn now from the College of Idaho on course. You can see the Yotes now. The Yotes with a fantastic national championship. It has been literally 2 or 3 consecutive years now. All starting out with Zach Schenk a couple of years ago and Anton Waller last year. And then they won a free ski national team championship in free ski this year. Just more hardware for Bonneau to shove into that glass case inside the gymnasium in Caldwell, Idaho.
That's right.
And I'm hoping, because we're going to drive through Caldwell on the way back to Park City when we're done with this event, and I'm just hoping that I'm able to stop there and eat at that Cowboy Steak restaurant. Alan, what was the name of that Cowboy Steak restaurant we ate at? Indian Creek Steakhouse. Oh, it's
Shout
good
out.
stuff. It's real cowboy. They had some bad country band playing while we were eating the steak, but it didn't even matter because it was so good. So I'm hoping to pick up one of those as well. Meanwhile, Emily Gahn from the College of Idaho, 124.72 across the line. Now Megan O'Shea from Castleton University in bib 85 makes her way into the finish corral.
Megan O'Shea, you could see earlier up on the pitch section, she actually wiped her goggles off with her glove, boss. I mean, that's how bad visibility is falling on this mountain, unfortunately.
Tisa Pavlovich now from St. Olaf College wearing bib number 86, the first we have seen of Tisa here at the USCSA National Championships.
That's right, boss. Major in exercise science and psychology, similar to her coach, MR. Hometown of Mokstrana, Slovenia. Those Slovenians know how to ski, boss, that's for sure.
Tisa Pavlicek now from St. Olaf College into the final three gates, and good speed for Pavlicek. Not quite enough for the flip, 35th fastest here in run number one, a 116.54 from Tisa, but you can tell she has got great form. We're going to see more from Pavlovich from St. Olaf College. Now it's Jennifer Bauner from the University of British Columbia wearing bib number 88. And look at the snow come down now.
Boss, I'm looking at the snow falling in multiple directions. Some coming from the right, coming from the left. It's like vertigo going on here.
Just wait 5 minutes here at Mount Bachelor and the weather will change. There's no doubt about that. We have had it all here. We're just waiting for the volcano to erupt for the trifecta. Meanwhile, 3 gates to go for Jennifer Bauner from the University of British Columbia, and she hits the line at a 121.62, 54th fastest here in the morning sesh.
Bauner, a major in kinesiology, hometown of Toronto, hometown of Osler Bluffs Ski Club. She's a part of that club. Historic, very well prepared within the junior national circuit. And she likes to say that she's sponsored by Caribou Buckshot. I don't know if that's a video game or something else entirely.
Here comes from the Wolfpack and the Battling Bears from Billings, Montana, Rocky Mountain College's Susan Becks. On course wearing bib number 89. Susan winning the national championship in the ladies skier cross, I believe.
Wow, you can just see the bumps not even affecting Susan Beeks as she comes down here, still holding that line with a vengeance, boss.
She really is, no doubt. Lots of power from the legs here from Susan Beck. She's got a good run going. She needs to get across the stripe now. She hits the tape and a 113.34. That's 21st fastest for Rocky Mountain College's Susan Beck. So Frida Svedberg, the only Battling Bear in this group of top 5, just dominated by the Eagles from Sierra Nevada College. Let's run over your top 5. In 5th, Henrietta Hogg from SNC. Her teammate Ebba Grant in 4th. Their teammate Mihaela Kosi in 3rd. Then it's Frida Svedberg from Rocky Mountain in 2nd. But still the time to beat. From Sierra Nevada College, a 108.51 here in run number 1. It's Sana Ahonen. Alicia Gant now from the University of Nevada, Reno on course, wearing bib number 90 as she makes her way into the transition.
Alicia, of course, a major in neuroscience, boss. Wow. Hometown of Reno, Nevada, Mount Rose. Have you ever skied at Mount Rose?
I have not. I've not been to Mount Rose.
I heard that's popular on Valentine's Day.
Alicia Gant from the University of Nevada, Reno, 132.56 here in run number 1. Dana Randolph now from the College of Idaho, making her way out of the center section, dropping into the final 8 gates. We can see her make her way down this final head wall. And then it flattens out into the last 3. If you have not got the speed through these last 3 or 4 gates, you're not going to get it at the bottom.
Dana doing a great job of throwing it into the tuck so she can keep up that speed coming through here, boss.
Dana Randolph across in 123.21. That's 61st fastest here in the morning session. Rachel Lefebvre now from the University of Connecticut, the Husky at the start shack, wearing bib number 93. While we'll take a few minutes here to clean the course off. Snow coming down a little harder at the top than it is here at the bottom. Glad you're with us on Super Saturday here at the USCSA Broadcast Network. You are watching run number 1 of the women's giant slalom. Here at the base of the Thunderbird Trail, Boss Hogg and Nikki Egan on the call for you. We'll be back at 12:30 local time this afternoon. That's 3:30 in the east for run number 2. We'll take the times here from the morning sesh, add them to this afternoon's times, and that's how we'll stack up our winners. Who is it going to be? will Santa A. Honan be able to hold on, or is Frida Svedberg so damn mad now that she's at the base lodge?
Sharpening up those skis.
Putting it together. Let me tell you something about that little girl. She has got focus like I have never seen. The sweetest thing, cutest thing, just a smile always on her face. Happiest kid until she gets in that start gate. And it is like Jekyll and Hyde up there. She turns into a beast as soon as she gets those. When she feels that bar cross her shins and she knows she's about to break that timing beam, it is game on for that girl. So, but let me assure you that Santa O'Hanan, she knows what's going on too. She knows what time it is. And Frida Svedberg's got her work cut out for her this afternoon.
We're going to see the battle, boss, between the fire and ice.
Meanwhile, Rachel Lefebvre now from the University of Connecticut, the Husky, on course. 93 is her bib number, and she will be followed by Caroline Sandin Gustafson from Sierra Nevada College, the transfer out of the College of Idaho. Now Rachel Lefebvre from the University of Connecticut across the line in 1:18.36. That's good enough for 46th fastest.
Lefebvre, a major in actuarial science. She's a smart cookie. She's probably preparing for those tests, boss. And I'm sure, just like this course, she'll slay them.
That's good stuff, man. Actuarials. They get paid the big bucks working for the insurers, man. They love it. Caroline Sandin Gustafson now from Sierra Nevada College, wearing bib number 95. Came over to ski for Ron Bonneau at the College of Idaho, then transferred last year to Sierra Nevada. Now out of the transfer, into the final 8 gates. Good form for Caroline.
Managing this course well, boss.
She is no rookie here at the USCSA National Championship. She knows how to get it done. And Caroline with a 1:13.99, good enough for 25th fastest here in the first session.
Caroline, of course, hoping to move on into marketing and global business management. Very smart, coming from Orebro, hometown and home mountain of Storstens Holgen.
And now the snow and fog starting to set in high atop the course as we see Claire Lewis from Penn State University, the Nittany Lion now. She's a biobehavioral health major with a minor in Saturday night smooching. So she just likes to make out. She does. That's what she's saying. I don't want to do anything else except study biobehavioral health and make out.
She's applying what she learned with the biobehavior.
She's from Waterford, Virginia. Jack Frost, her home mountain, and it is her first USCSA National Championship. Claire Lewis from Penn State University now. 3 gates to go. And she will reach for the tape, and safely into the finish corral comes Claire with a time of 1:35.37. Cornell University's Elizabeth Duran now on course. She'll be followed by Celine Ozukula from Brown University. And Grace White from St. Olaf awaits her first run from the top. Meanwhile, 6 gates to go for Elizabeth Duran.
Elizabeth Duran, a major in chemical engineering. Her hometown's Hingham, Massachusetts. Home mountain, Nashoba Valley.
That's Nashoba Valley. It's a good spot, too.
Good spot. Local area.
I haven't seen Berkshire East yet. I'm waiting to see somebody from the East that skis at Berkshire East.
Isn't it Berkshire?
No, it's Berkshire. It's Berkshire East. And the nickname is Berkshire Ice because it's quite often icy. That's where I learned to ski.
Wow.
I learned.
Full circle.
I wasn't a kid skier. I learned when I was 14. I was a freshman in high school. I went to school in Western Massachusetts, and so that was the closest mountain. I used to sneak on the rec ski bus. I'd skip swim practice. Coach Boyle would get all angry, but I was going to go learn how to ski, and I learned it.
Do what you got to do, boss.
Berkshire East, that's right. Elizabeth Durand across in 1:24.90. Celine Ozukulu. I hope I got that right. Ozukulu. Celine Ozukulu from Brown University in bib number 101. And Celine had it made. She had 2 gates to go, and it looked like she lost a ski or one slid out on her, and she literally ran right through the final blue gate here. Now, she's going to hike. Nope, she's got to ski off. That's the end of the day.
Boss, did you see her ski stuck into the snow perfectly?
You can't put it back on and go back and hike up.
You
can't lose your gear.
Unfortunately not, no.
Back down here now, Grace White, conditions really starting to deteriorate, visibility becoming very, very low as the snow is piling on and the wind is blowing as well. Grace White from St. Olaf College across the line in 1:18.24.
And of course, the St. Olaf College having a great recruiting year this year. I mean, this is like the third skier to come down today, and it being a freshman, first time competing in the national competition. Grace White attending to go into the major of biology, hometown of Clinton. That means that she skis at Chestnut Mountain. Another dump of sediment. I think that's more like Chestnut Bump.
Is it? It's not a mountain.
Oh my gosh. I think that's probably about the smallest one I've seen.
Carly Rogers now from the University of Wisconsin in Madison has just dropped in from the start shack. We'll see her about a minute from now. Caitlin Houston from Castleton University. She is wearing bib number 105. She will come after Rogers. And our final racer of the morning session from Clarkson University, it's Sierra Spring, wearing bib number 106. Meanwhile, we can now see Carly Rogers from the University of Wisconsin-Madison making her way out of the top third into the center section.
Almost like a couple days ago, their Phantoms boss coming through here. Carly Rogers, a major in engineering, hometown of Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
Oh, and she slid out right there, and is she too far past? It is so slippery up there, and she continues to slide, and she's lost a ski, and that's the end of the day for Carly Rogers. Had a tough time making that transition into that center section where it gets really steep and gnarly.
Importantly, though, she looks like she's okay, boss.
She looks just fine. They're bringing her ski down to her. So a tough break for Carly Rogers. That's going to be the end of her GS day, but we will see more of Carly, hopefully here at the USCSA National Championships. Caitlin Houston now from Castleton University, bib number 105. She'll be dropping into the course momentarily, and she'll be followed by our final racer of the morning session, Sierra Spring from Clarkson. Don't forget, folks, plenty of action all over the USCSA Broadcast Network today. As we kick it to you live from Mount Bachelor, you're watching the 2017 USCSA National Championships here. Boss Hogg and Nick Egan from the Alpine venue, but you can go flip over to Channel 2 where you can check out Brad J. and Simon Elston. They've got slopestyle coverage. They've got snowboard GS coverage. And then down on Channel 3, the Newell brothers, Aaron and Jared Newell. They kick it to you live for the ladies and men's team sprint relays down in cross country. So it's Super Saturday. Usually we have the dual panel slalom here on Super Saturday, but because of weather postponements all week long, we had to scratch the women's GS. Check that. We had to scratch the women's GS, and we're making it up today, so we had to push the dual panel out. And that's a shame because Boss Hogg was scheduled to race the president of Sierra Nevada College, Dr. Alan Walker.
When's that arm wrestle
in the dual panel? Well, so he came in here yesterday. And
cool as a cucumber.
Talking his. Well, that's how he does. He talks his smack that way. So he doesn't really say anything. He just comes in. Yeah, he comes in here and throws that big energy around. And so he came in here and he goes, "Well, I guess, boss, we're not going to be able to race because they have they've canceled the dual panel." And so I said to him, I said, "Well, we can't just not have a race. I mean, clearly you didn't want to race, Boss Hogg, and so you did everything in your power to make sure it got canceled. I'm sure." And I said, "So why don't I challenge you to a duel?" And he didn't want to have a duel. And I said, "Well, why don't I challenge you to an arm wrestling competition?" And so he went home last night and he was thinking about that. And so if he shows up here today to come into this box, then that means it's on. And we're going to turn the cameras around here and we're going to have an arm wrestle. I'm going to arm wrestle the president of Sierra Nevada College.
That's right.
Meanwhile, Sierra Spring now, that was Caitlin. Who came through there?
Caitlin Houston. That was
bib number 106. That was Sierra Spring, bib number 106. So it looks like that the timing's going to have to get that squared away because that time belongs to Sierra Spring 106. I believe that. Check that. My bad. 105 just came across. So that was Caitlin Houston from Castleton University, a 122.69. And now our final racer, Sierra Spring, in bib number 106 on course, as it just continues to pound snow.
How cheesy can I make this, boss?
It is coming down, and it is blowing sideways now. Unbelievable.
Because Sierra Spring, all I can see is air and winter.
It is the shadow nose. As Sierra makes her way through the center section now, she's skiing pretty well. the course has really held up amazingly well. There's not a lot of running. If you take a look up there, it is bumpy, and so it certainly has been chewed up, but nothing like we got to see in the women's and men's slalom back here on Tuesday and Wednesday, which was frightening. You could
NASCAR.
you couldn't get out of the track. Like, you had to stay in it. 4 gates to go here for Sierra Spring from Clarkson University, wearing bib number 106. And our final racer of the morning session as she crosses the line in a 119.92 for Sierra Spring. And that's going to do it here for run number 1 for the ladies.
Sierra Spring, we should note, is a major of the Defense Against the Dark Arts. Hometown of Godric's Hollow, home mountain of Hogwarts. That's right. Coached by Jerry Spring. This is not her first rodeo at the national championships. She's actually skiing one before. And her academic highlights, she's sporting a solid 2.8. Order of the Phoenix and Dumbledore's Army. Her favorite moments in the USCSA racing history is swallowing the snitch from Harry Potter as she came down the mountain. She'd like to give a shout out to Dumbledore, Hedwig, and of course, my production partner, Boss Hog. Sierra Spring, thank you for coming to the Nationals once again. Doing a great representation from the Clarkson University. We've had a great day of racing here, boss.
Let's go over our top 10 here for the ladies' giant slalom in run number 1. Finishing in 10th place with a 111.76 from Castleton University, it's Lynn Jajamo. In the 9th slot from St. Olaf at a 110.99, it's Gabby Genshev. The University of Connecticut's Alexandra Skovran is in 8th place with a 110.81. In 7th, Rocky Mountain College's Elsa Wilhelmsen with a 110.41. Natalie Pearl from Brown is in 6th with a 110.34. Rounding out your top 5 here in run number 1 for the ladies GS from Sierra Nevada College, Henrietta Hogg with a 109.84. Ebba Grant, her teammate, with a 109.56 in 4th. Mihaela Kosi, another Sierra Nevada Eagle, in 3rd with a 109.51. Then Frida Svedberg from Rocky Mountain College, the second fastest time of the day with 108.76. But the first run belongs to the Eagle from Incline Village and Sierra Nevada College's Sana Ahonen with a first run effort of 108.51. So Nick Egan, it is stacked up. Ahonen and Svedberg, they're going to go at it just like they went at it 3 days ago in the ladies slalom. They're going to be back here this afternoon, and it's anybody's race. Like, anything can happen. And as we said earlier in the broadcast, while Ahonen and Svedberg fight it out and literally go for it, you know they're going to go for it. They're not going to leave anything in the tank. So, bad things can happen when you don't leave anything in the tank. Great things can happen too, but bad things can happen. And there you've got Mihaela Kosi, Ebba Grant, Henrietta Hogg, Natalie Pearl, a whole slew of racers right behind them. Anyone that could squeeze in and steal a national championship here today.
This is going to be a great second run, boss. And the thing to watch in my mind is the change of conditions, because we got, looks like we're back to our whiteout tundra.
That's right.
Favorite weather condition here at Mount Bachelor in Oregon.
We are at a whiteout again, and we are used to it. It has been a week of this, but I got to tell you, hats off to the USCSA crew, hats off to the Mount Bachelor crew, hats off to our broadcast crew who really had just incredible challenges here on this hill and in this weather. And we're just glad we can bring it to you here today on Super Saturday on the USCSA Broadcast Network. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back at 12:30 local time. That's 3:30 in the East for run number 2. You might want to check that schedule and check back with us if we find that we're going to start early to try to beat some more of this impending weather. We will let you know on the USCSA Facebook page. So make sure you follow along, and we'll give you updates there. Meanwhile, we'll see you back here at 12:30 on Channel 1. On behalf of all of us here at the Alpine venue, my broadcast producer and guru of fun, the man with the Quan, Alan Price on the switch. I'd like to thank my broadcast partner here next to me with the microphone. That's Nick Egan, and I'm Boss Hogg saying so long, everybody.